Hello and welcome to this session number 2. I can't remember what's fine. Everything's good. The Alcove. The Alcove campaign, D&D 5e. The Chaoslands. Let's see, do I have any announcements this time around? First up, we will go live every day, or not every day. Every day. You can tell I did not write the line this time.
Resignation letters are in.
Yeah. I don't have a script. I'm winging this as we go. Completely unscripted.
Someone's excited.
We are scheduled to play every Wednesday at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. Watch will go up on Twitch immediately and on YouTube on Friday at
afternoon sometime. Yep. Around 1-ish.
Big shout out to Syrinscape. We will be using Syrinscape for all of our audio needs.
Syrinscape.
They make it's a great tool, great music, great choices, good options. We are playing 5th edition's Dungeons and Dragons. Do we want to do like names of people? No, fine. Everybody's watching.
Follow us on social media and YouTube and find out what our names are.
Hit that subscribe and share button.
The links to all of our social medias and stuff should be down below somewhere around here.
Hit that bell icon.
Twitch doesn't have those, and you're pointing in 6 different directions. It's somewhere in one of these spots.
Somewhere there. Actually, that's about it. Any other stuff that we need to get out of the way before we get started?
I don't think so.
All right.
I think we're
Let's
good.
get started.
I'm scared.
Oh boy.
Previously on the Alcove, Chaoslands. Our group of adventurers, travelers who had been weary on the road for a few weeks arrived in the magitechnic, strange, overly populated, bustling city center of Schema. There they found lodging and arrived at their destination, and encountered a couple of denizens of the city who appeared to be mildly distraught, some more so than others. They met and were having a drink when they discovered that the cargo that they had been traveling with was very highly in demand in the city, and they were approached by some buyers who attempted to negotiate a purchase agreement. It turns out that these buyers were unwilling to wait for an agreement to be made, and there was some fighting broke out between these two different parties, these two established groups of people that may or may not be gangs. And in the fracas,
That's a big word.
a member of the Iron Cog, the guards of Schema, was brutally murdered. This body now lying beside the wagon of goods that these adventurers had helped transport into the city. There seems to be a bit of dread and panic in the air, at least amongst the owner of said caravan, Yavnold, and the captain who was responsible for getting them here safely, Kirana. Is on this scene, just outside the tavern, the savvy merchant that we pick up. What are you guys doing?
So right after the fight, I mentioned it last time, but you can tell that the big one is just exhausted, and he's barely standing on his 2 feet. He's very tired. He's a little bloody. He just looks around. Did we investigate the bodies last time, or I think we did, right?
You
We
did.
didn't investigate them, but we took some loot off them.
Right.
You took the wristbands off
Right,
of the
yep.
3...
Yep. And a bloody
razors?
duster.
Yes.
Yeah.
Bloody duster coats.
And the axe.
Yeah.
You also saw a
The
strange
big iron
figure creeping on top of one of the
The far
buildings,
roof.
who then vanished.
Yeah, I'll walk up to...
Also, for posterity's sake, one of the bandits also escaped.
Yes.
One bandit did escape. Yep. I'll just walk up to Arkmir and just... I'm really, really tired and in need of some rest and some food. I don't think we can stay at this inn tonight. Does anybody know of where we might be able to go and rest up for the evening?
I've never been here before, so I don't know.
I've never been anywhere before, so I don't know.
Arkmir, do you know any other inns in the city?
I don't know of any inns, but I think if we want, we can probably ask. What was the innkeeper's name again?
Lydia.
Yeah.
Lydia. She might be able to help us. As for food, I think Ward 4 is where we can go.
What time of day is it right now?
About like 10, 11-ish at night.
Oh, okay.
10-ish.
It's pretty late. Got it.
You guys arrived in town just around sunset, and then
Okay.
making your way to the inn.
Not really.
Scuffle.
Okay.
It's dark outside. The street lights are lit with this strange magical light, but it's not as... You can use the light spell. It's not as consistent. It's flickering almost. It's strange. Perhaps it's just the nature of the spell that was cast on them.
Perhaps.
So yeah, I was just kind of slump against the wall, lift up my little engineer goggles, and just sigh.
Karana and Lydia are chatting near the entrance to the tavern. You're getting a little bit... you can tell it's getting a little bit heated, a little bit animated. And Yavnold, you notice the old merchant dwarf lady who you'd been transporting, whose caravan it was, has now also come down and has joined the two of them in their conversation.
Timon walks up to Kirana and Lydia. Hey, so what's the plan?
They're talking amongst themselves, and as you come over, you can briefly catch Lydia saying, I understand you've paid already, you're a well-paying customer, you have all of the right to want to stay here, but there's a dead body outside. You can't stay here. Maybe there's somewhere else where you can go. And Karana is saying, it's just me. Everybody else left. Everybody else has gone out to party. It's just me and these civilians. How do you expect us to survive out here? We can't just go to another tavern with this goods. You said that for some reason Iron is, and they just completely ignore you as you're walking up. They're just arguing amongst themselves.
I guess Timon is still like in the heat of the moment of just finishing the battle, and he's kind of intently watching to see if there's anybody coming, if there's any danger, like if there's any more guards arriving in the area.
Make a perception check.
First roll
In trade.
Hold on. Perception. 9.
No.
Also make an insight check.
Natural 20.
So you don't see anybody moving around. You don't see, like, you're looking around, it seems fairly quiet. With a natural 20 on insight, you know that your gun firing was pretty loud.
Did I
Either you fired
fire
one
my
or
gun? I didn't fire my gun.
the big one fired one. Someone
wanted
fired
to. I was
Oh, yeah.
training my weapon, and
I?
then she
Did I
beheaded.
fire one, or did I think I fired
Pretty
one
sure the big one
before
fired
she
it.
shot the guy? So yeah, I would have fired it. Yeah.
There was a gun fired.
Yeah.
It was loud. You gather that would probably draw some attention. Now, it might be common in the city. You've seen 2 guns and like amongst the dozen people that you've come in here. It might be
What are
something
the
perfectly
chances?
normal. What are the chances? But you gather that there probably is somebody coming to investigate.
Kirana, the big lad here, also fired his weapon. We gotta go.
Kirana turns to you and she's like,
Stop the fucking bickering. We got to move.
well, where are we going? Are we going to take this caravan with us? Are we leaving it? Yavnil's like, I paid you to make sure that we're safe. And she starts shouting as well. It's a ruckus happening over here.
Lydia, do you know of any other place where we can go?
With this caravan or without the caravan?
Personally, I don't give 2 shits about these goods.
Yavnil turns to you and is like, I'll pay you if you promise to just help us get somewhere safe with our goods. Just help us get there. After that, you can leave. And Lydia's like, if you are looking for just a place to stay, there's a lot of inns. But if you're taking these goods with you, there's only one ward where it's possible for you to lie low with these goods. It's Ward 8.
Ward 8.
I can't make that decision.
Well, Yavno turns to the rest of you. Any of you mercenaries for hire. Any of you. It's right now my convoy is protected by one woman. And Karana actually turns to you. Speaking of which, find Julius. Where the fuck did he go?
The fuck I know.
It's Hideout. There's a lot of parallel conversations happening here. Yavno's just shouting for any of you, I will pay you good coin to just help us get somewhere safe for the night.
Arkmir, don't you like coin?
Well, I have an idea, but I don't know how much you like it. It's not an inn, but it's a space that I know is abandoned right now in Ward 7. I turn to Big One. Fado's place right now is
Might
empty.
be okay.
Isn't Fado Salvage Yard is in Ward 1?
I was at Ward 1. Sorry,
Yeah.
misspoke. Ward 1.
7 and 1 kind of look alike.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, there is already a bunch of other material and a gate, and people might not think to look there.
Lydia turns to you and says, also, if you are going to Ward 8, I have a place there. I spent a lot of money on this new location that's just sitting there, not able to be used
Well, that
because
sounds
of
perfect.
the blackouts. Ward 8, make sure you stay away from the center of the ward. Make sure you stay away from the spire.
What happens at the spire?
More of these people. And she points at the dead bodies that are lying in the road.
Zombies.
The problem with returning to Ward 1 is there's already the Iron Cog searching for mysterious things in that area. Bringing a cart as large as this full of iron might only attract unwanted attention from the city guard.
Arkmir, you also remember that to enter Ward 1, you had to pass through a security checkpoint like a gate.
I didn't even know that.
I just presumed that was every ward, but it's just Ward 1.
Correct.
Okay.
I mean, as far as you know, you haven't been around the rest of the city. Neither has really, the wards that you've traveled between, that's the only gate that you stopped at, was in and out of Ward 1. But
Right.
We've gone to Ward 4, 3, and 5.
Yep.
Does anybody have a way to disguise the caravans?
I thought you meant me. I was going to pull my goggles down.
Whoa, where'd the big one go?
I can disguise this as a pile of trash.
I think we'll call that Plan B.
Is it carrying iron or is it made of iron?
It's made of
It's
iron.
made of iron.
What if we take fabrics and just kind of wrap them around the iron, and then nobody will know it's just fabric? Maybe we'll just say it's wood underneath. They won't know. Why would they look?
Well, you better hope they don't look, because what's in the cart is also mostly iron. Is what Yavno says as you broadcast this idea.
That's a bit of a pickle.
Sorry, Lydia, did you say that there was a place that we could...
Yeah,
Store
just on
this.
the edge of Ward 8, almost on the edge of town, to be honest. I bought a new location, put a lot of my money into it. Everything that I was hoping to build, because when Ward 7 was built, I told my dad to buy a place there to expand. And he didn't listen. If he had, we wouldn't be in this mess. So when the opportunity came up in Ward 8, I bought it immediately, but with all the shit that's gone on down there, haven't been able to open it. It's mostly lying empty. I put a chain and a lock on it. The door's big enough that you can fit a cart through. probably ideal for you guys' use, and I'll let you use it in return for one, getting out of here, and B, you've already paid for your rooms.
Where is the final place that the iron is going? Where are you delivering it to?
We were gonna sell it here in the market, in the Red Street Bazaar, but we didn't know that it was illegal.
It's a new law passed.
So that sounds like it's going to be a no-go. Why don't we just ditch the cart somewhere, hide it, put some leaves and bushes over it, leave. It's not ours.
Well, it's worth a lot of money.
That's a lot of money. Like, I would know that based on what is in construction, right? Like, iron is...
Money.
Yeah.
You
It's a
know
lot
that
of-
iron is
Yeah.
rare in the
Like-
city.
How
Like-
important is that cart to you?
Who are you asking?
Person that owns
Yeah,
the
no.
cart.
Yeah,
Yeah,
no.
no.
Yes.
I would rather die than just abandon this cart. It's
Damn.
everything. It's everything that myself and my husband own. It's our goods. We're trading this. We're going to take the gold back home. We can't just lose it all. It's worth way too much. Especially, and you can see, make an insight check.
Oh my god. Insight checks are terrible.
Done. Nah, you got this.
Oh, 19.
You catch a glint of greed in her eyes as well. Like, if this thing is actually embargoed and it's illegal, if she can secure a sale, it's probably going to be she's going to make even more money than she'd expected.
Right. Tell you what, if you're able to pay me up front right now, I will personally help you escort this to Ward 8.
I can pay you up front, but it won't be as much as I could pay you after the sale. If you can secure a sale for this, I'll be flush. I'll pay you a lot more.
We can treat it as a 2-part payment. We'll start with what you have now, and then once you're able to transact a sale, we can follow up on the rest.
That sounds very fair.
Right now, tonight, just for tonight, if you can get me to a safe location, I'll give you 100 gold up front and 100 gold when we arrive there and are safely secured for the night.
Each?
DM question for you as well. Well, okay. DM question for you. How much is...
Just
we
look
can,
over
we
it
can
all.
see the cart. Is it iron bars? What is it, iron ore?
So most of it is packaged up into boxes.
Okay.
So you'd have to either open it or ask.
Do
You
I
can't
know
really see.
working on... Well, not necessarily working on it, but know, that how valuable is, say, one bar of iron?
It depends on what it is, and it also depends on how the fact that it's currently illegal might affect the price. Like if you were just buying it at market value before the embargo had gone down, we're talking several thousand golds.
Holy shit. Okay, maybe I won't do what I was going to do. That's fine.
And that's level 5 money.
Yeah. That's not this level money. I was going to ask for a piece of silver.
I'll give you all as a group 100 gold right now and 100 gold when we're secured for the night. Wagons, the goats, me, my husband, Karana.
That's 500 gold right now.
I think he means 100 gold as a group.
I mean 100 as a group. Yeah, no clarifies that.
Yeah.
That's all I have right now. Until I sell this, that's all I can afford to give up.
Alright.
I personally have no stake in this, so-
You see her husband, the half elf, come down and go, and he's already getting to work, getting the goats from the stable, and getting the carts good to start going.
I don't know, Cal, what do you think? Are you taking any notes? Could be helpful?
They're not helpful. But I have taken some.
I extend my hand out, done.
She shakes your hand.
You see the big one just get up.
She starts
slowly behind you,
going
just-
to her coin
Ready.
purse and starts counting it out.
Hey, Kaltier,
Yes.
didn't you want to speak to Sparkai?
I do, and I was actually about to inquire that.
I don't think we're gonna be able to speak to Sparkai if we don't stick around,
I was about to ask. I'm curious why you are interested in carrying this iron somewhere.
Well, it's not so much that I'm interested in it, but my father was arrested tonight for dealings with this very product. I think if Arkmir and myself have any chance of speaking with my father tomorrow, we have to make sure that his involvement doesn't have to do with this cart of iron. It's just very coincidental that My father gets arrested the same day a big cart full of iron shows up. And his charges were for smuggling iron, which is now illegal apparently.
His charges were buying
Buying
iron
iron,
and
right?
doing something with iron.
Yeah.
Nobody knows.
Yeah. We don't even know what's going on in the city with iron. From what I've known up until today, iron is just a very valuable material here in Schema. Other than that, I don't really know what my father has gotten into.
Well, I very much want to speak with your father, so I will tag along for now, but I personally have no stake in this. I do not personally care at all about the iron.
Or the gold.
No, I have no interest in money.
More for the rest of us then.
Yeah, I'll take your share.
Sure.
I mean, I'm a craftsman. I need money to survive. I'm not here after money. But I do need to see Spark Eye.
Well, should we be able to free him from the stockyards? What was it called again? Is the stockyards barracks? Barracks.
Yeah.
Should we be able to free him from the barracks? I'm sure he'd be more than willing and happy to speak with each and every one of you. He's a very pleasant man.
He's in Ward 8?
No, he is currently being held in Ward 4?
Barracks. No, Ward 6.
Ward 6, the training ward. Yeah, he's being held in Ward 6, and we were hoping to visit him tonight if they are done questioning him. But unfortunately, with the scuffle that happened here just a short while ago, I'm very, very tired and just looking for some warm food and a cup of tea would be nice.
Speaking about it, we should move.
I think we need to get somewhere to rest.
Sound like a good.
Lydia, do you happen to have any food that you can give us before we head out?
Got some jerky.
That's okay.
There might be some. Once you get there, assuming you get there, there might be some old preserved food in one of the barrels down in the cellar over there. We were in the process of moving stuff over to prepare for opening night when you know what happened. And she says that. You actually do know what happened. They turned on the generators and stuff went bad,
Sounds about right.
essentially.
Ward 8. Well, I like old preserved cellar food. That could work.
Something to work.
Do you think there's any macaroni and cheese in there?
No. She turns to
Last,
you.
do you think there's macaroni and cheese in this place? I mean,
Maybe.
Lydia,
No
There's
offense, Lydia.
macaroni.
none taken. We don't really serve much food. We offer just the bare bones of what people need to survive: ale and room. She turns to you, Timon,
Dale.
and Karana. Like, she addresses both of you. When you're getting there, just go back to the road that you came from. Go to the next road over. Follow that all the way down south. That'll keep you in Ward 7 for as late as possible. When that road ends, turn left onto Hammond or Half Step Boulevard.
Half
Step Boulevard.
Half step. Aye.
Things will start to get dark, but just so long as you're on that street, just follow that. You'll get to 12 Half Step. It's right there. Big building, big tavern, big doors. They're chained up. I'll give you the key, and she hands you the key.
Number 12, he said.
Number 12, Half Step Boulevard.
Aye.
And so long as you stay in Ward 7 as much as possible, you'll just be on the fringes of Ward 8. Don't go deep into Ward 8.
What's the problem with Ward 8?
All of these
Zombies.
people.
The baddies.
It's basically a wretched hive of scum and villainy.
So what you're saying is we're carrying this iron directly to them.
It's the one place where the cog won't find you.
What's worse?
I mean, they arrested my father, and he seems to be a man of great request. He didn't even have any iron as far as I'm aware.
Yavnal turns to you. I would rather lose this for money then lose it for nothing. If the COG come, they'll confiscate these carts, they'll take them and seize them for the city. I don't want that to happen. I'd rather sell these to someone, anyone, get them off our hands.
Are you coming with us?
Yes, it's my carts.
Well, just checking.
Is the carts being pulled by animals?
There's 2 goats and her husband, whose name I had here somewhere. Adnal is currently working to hitch the goats back to the
Okay.
carts.
What's his name?
I'll kind of
Adnal?
trail behind
Adnal.
and help him get anything ready.
Adnall.
Yeah, I'll try and help him get anything ready that might be needed. I can also push the back on Big. Help it go along.
Wait, I know my Timon wants to find Mr. Sparkles. How come you do?
Because he had something to do with making the device that we saw when we were outside the city. I'm interested in how he made it and how it works.
Interesting.
Well, when we get to Ward 8, I could also have a look at it. I tend to help my father with a lot of projects.
I'm not sure we know where the device is. Nipna's not here, and it might be locked away in his
Should
room.
be inside, right?
We ain't got no time to go find it. We got to go.
It's getting very late. The longer we stay here, the more eyes we have potentially on us. One of those guys got away.
Timon inspects the surroundings again.
Make another perception check.
I'm gonna be looking as well. Do you care if I make it?
Yeah.
Alright. I'm way too distracted with what's going on. Natural 1.
Nice.
Neither of you noticed anything.
Like the most perceptive person.
All right. Well,
Kaltir, I know you have no game in this fight. Neither do I. But I do have a lot of game on my own skin. And we didn't come all this way to get locked into a cell, you know.
That is true. As far as I'm concerned, I've done nothing wrong. But
Neither did I. I mean, just beat some people to death.
in some places that might be
You
considered
don't see
wrong.
something wrong with that?
I was defending my friends is a strong word right
Come
now.
on. Yeah.
Well, you were quite capable out there, that's for sure.
In some
So what are
places,
you?
defending your property, there's no problem with that. But
Karana's gone back into the building and is going upstairs.
Go after her.
She's going up the stairs. She climbs up to the landing. Looks, talking to the man who was sitting at the ledger desk, and she's just like, "Which rooms are Ruaid and Gripnor in, or Nipnor in? Tell me, come on."
that's his dragon name.
Secretly a dragon.
And the man just like flips to the back of the current page that he was on. It says room 301 and this one just 201 right here. He points at it, and she just walks over to 201 and starts banging at the door.
You got the key?
Yes, but
Hand me the key.
you take. He gives you the key.
I briskly walk to the room that Karana is knocking, and I try to open.
So you put the key in, you open the door, it opens. It's a fairly Spartan room, just like a bed and a small footlocker beside it.
Anybody in here?
Nobody.
Karana, what are you looking for?
Just anybody else from the caravan. If they're here, we can take them with us, or at least let them know that we're leaving.
I look to see if the cylinder from Nipno is in the room. I don't want to go around the room.
You
I
don't
just
see it
wanna-
anywhere immediately obvious, but if you'd like to make an investigation check, you can. It'll take you a few minutes, so you could rifle through the room. It's a pretty basic room, but it still would be something that you would need to do.
No, I assume it's gonna be big and obvious. So
Yeah.
we walk to the other. I immediately turn around and we'll go to the other room. That was what it is.
You climb up to the third floor. You go to the room labeled 301. You unlock the door, open it, look inside. Nothing here either. You do notice scattered on the bed a change of clothes. You recognize the clothes that Nipnor was wearing. He's just kind of taken them out, tossed them there, and probably changed into something else and left. But no sign of the big
Of the cylinder?
container.
No sign of anyone. We should go.
Alright, let's go.
Quick.
And she heads downstairs.
Well, he went in and went upstairs. So I have a question. So when we were still outside the city and the caravan was coming in,
Yeah.
I know that like Julius was the one who was like out and around. Like
He
he
was
was
a
like
scout.
always. So was he always within like eyesight, or it's like you didn't know he was there, but other than they trusted that he was around?
When you were near the woods,
Yeah.
there were times where you had no idea where he was.
Okay. Every now
When
and then
you-
I would see him. Though.
Yeah.
Okay.
When you were out, like, in the more open fields
Mm-hmm.
and stuff, especially the last, like, few days
Yeah.
towards Hema, he was probably visible.
Okay. So
It just seems like as you'd entered the city, you'd kind of
we haven't really
drifted
seen
off.
it. Okay. I would have heard him do his whistle multiple times. I'm just gonna try doing that whistle right now.
Do it.
Make a performance check.
Do it.
Oh, no.
He can't whistle.
Performance.
Oh, really?
yeah, he can.
This ain't
Well, we'll see if he
What a
can
loser.
whistle now.
yeah, exactly as good as I
It's
just did.
basically as good as a 2.
It was a 2.
Basically as good as Yak.
With a -1.
Guys,
So
I've heard
one.
many times.
I probably.
As I've heard
As
this so
always.
many times.
I can whistle. I didn't do the whistle. I just did like an average whistle.
You make a whistling sound, but it doesn't sound at all
It's
like
not the whistle, and I'm like, damn it. I'll work on it.
Are the rest of you doing anything while Karana?
I'm basically ready to leave, if not starting to leave. Whenever the cart's ready.
Big one, you're sticking with this. You're gonna see this through to Ward 8.
Well, we can't stay here, and I just, like I said, my main focus right now is to get a good night's rest, some food, and visit my father in the morning.
Everyone seems very concerned with not being able to stay here. Is this place guilty until proven innocent? Is that how it works around here?
I mean, we just technically killed some people in the middle of this street.
If we're getting technical, I made no attack against anyone.
Well, I did.
But you're with the group that did. Slap him in the back.
One of us.
And keep walking.
Timon and Karana come down. The cart's hitched up. Yavnal counts out has finished separating the 100 gold into a pouch and hands it to you, Arkmir. The other 100 when we're safely at. What's the place called? What were you planning to call it? And Lydia's like, I was gonna call it the Savvy Tradesman. Keep the branding going, Savvy.
I like it.
Let me know if you come up with a better name. She says, if you come back here tomorrow,
Savvy merchant.
Yeah.
if you come back here tomorrow morning, I'll let you know if any guards or anything came over. Technically the rooms that you paid for, breakfast is included. Don't be so excited, it's just a loaf of bread.
Oh.
Maybe they'll have some peanuts for you.
I don't think I've ever had a peanut.
You've never had a peanut?
What's a peanut?
I thought, don't you guys live off of peanuts?
That's very stereotypical.
Sorry.
Wow.
I think I've offended Big One.
With the goats hitched to the wagon.
You're not
Start
the
leading.
first lass.
Karana leads one of the goats.
Karana.
Are either of you guys helping lead the other goat, or
Yeah, I
one of
can.
them?
I'm assuming it's got like a thing.
Got like a leash
Yeah.
type thing attached to it. I don't know
Just
if goats
slowly
work.
walk towards. I got my little light orb in my hand. I'll just start pulling it.
When
as
we
well.
get to the
It's fairly well lit. You don't need a light orb.
No, but
Like
I
street lights.
had it from when we finished fighting to
Oh,
investigate
yes.
the body. So
when
I'm
it
just holding
starts
as
to
well.
get to like dark, I'll do something. But I'm just making that known now that I will do something once we get there.
As you start making your way through the streets,
It's gonna whistle again.
you're following the same sort of path that you took to get here. Karana's leading the way to the main street that you guys came into town on. She
I know
knows.
this going closely to help ensure that we find the the directions that we were given?
Make a survival check.
Advantage because of Kirana helping?
Sure. I guess advantage because Lydia helped by providing you directions. So.
Survival.
Okay.
15.
Yeah,
Not the worst. We ain't getting
Not the
lost.
worst.
it's pretty decent.
You follow the alleyways and the streets, and you come back to the main street that you'd come into the city on. You pass that street, you go to the next street, and almost immediately as you pass it and you continue going down that street till there's a little bit more southeastwards, the market, Ward 5 was fairly quiet at this point in time at night. There weren't that many people on the streets anymore. It was late at night. It was past 10. Not very lively at all. As you start heading in this direction, southeast, it becomes much more loud, much more boisterous. There's a lot more people on the street. And you eventually come to a sign that says, Ward 7. Ward 7. Yeah. The buildings here, the houses are newer, they're taller, they're built, there's almost like apartment complexes, there's a lot of people, there's parks that are scattered around.
A rich
but
part of
there's
town.
about 5 or 6 story tall buildings. Seems to be pretty lively. And the cart seems to almost get lost in the middle of people around here. Nobody's really paying too much attention to you. Perhaps you're just somebody moving into the ward. Pretty straightforward. You get stuck a little bit in some traffic to wait for some people to go. You walk past a few inns, patios where tables have been set up outside under hanging lights. It's beautiful.
Does it look like everybody's just out having like a good time at night, or is it just like in general this ward is more lively through the night? Like
Good
people
insight
are.
check. Good insight.
I'm probably
The way he's been rolling, he does.
if I roll
It's
lower
on the
than-
slant.
than
Put it on
my-
the table. It's
Well, that
it's affecting the roll.
It's okay.
Gotta be.
17.
Is that another one?
Yep.
Dude.
It's okay. I had advantage.
You can tell that the people are generally a little bit happier here. There seems to be
It's the energy
people are
leverage.
kind of smiling. You're walking through and you walk past a park and you notice out of the corner of your eye there is like a few people, like a few tents have been set up in this park. There's a few people that are arguing outside one of the buildings, one of the taverns. It's not all roses, but it's lively. There's a lot of people, and most of them seem to be fairly happy.
Okay.
The buildings here look newer, they're in better shape. Almost every building is well lit. It's a very different atmosphere than what Ward 5 was. Ward 5 was quiet at this point in time. But for you, Arkmir, you've been in Ward 5. You know how boisterous the Ward can get during the day.
Mm-hmm.
When the market's open, when the shops are open, when there's foot traffic going around. That's about what it feels like here, just all the time.
Big one. You're from Schema, correct?
That is correct. Yes.
There seems to be a lot of diversity between the wards. Are they independently governed, or
No, right? There's one chief dude. What?
chief
Make a
engineer?
history check.
23.
Oh, damn.
I'm intelligent.
They used to be.
22. That's hard.
It's not
I'm
that.
not saying you're
that
intelligent.
intelligent. Let's just make that very clear.
What an idiot.
I'm not intelligent. The big one's intelligent.
Some of the wards used to. Some of the wards used to have their own counselors, their own engineers who would represent them in the global discussion, but that was a long time ago.
Okay.
Only one of the wards still claims to cling by that. That is Ward 2. Ward 2 still claims to be ruled ruled or presided over by a counselor over there, but most of the other wards are generally governed by the chief engineer.
Okay.
And governed is a bit of a loose term here. There isn't really much policy making or governance happening that often.
Right.
It's a lot more just which projects are being worked on
Yeah.
at the time.
Yeah, other than Ward 2, everybody kind of falls under the same chief engineer, who my father was one long ago.
I did hear that. Are you free to move between the wards in terms of living and work? And I'm just curious if there's segregation by wealth or by status.
I mean, there's some who definitely don't fancy the artificers, nor do the artificers fancy others. But I've never personally had a problem. I typically don't roam around the city other than when I'm collecting building materials or other things that I need for my shop. But I've never had any problem.
Is the aesthetic of this ward like... Because I think... So wait, which ward were we in first?
We're in Ward 5,
We were in Ward 5.
and now you're in Ward 7.
Okay.
Those are the two signs that you've seen.
So when we first came in, there were a lot of like constructs, things like that. Probably a lot of like mechanical-looking buildings or structures or things like that. Has that remained true all the way through, even into this
That's
ward?
remained mostly true. Yeah.
Okay.
There's everything in this ward does seem newer though.
Okay.
Like it seems more well kept, more well maintained, more recently built.
Okay. No, I was just curious. I simply asked because I noticed here it's much more lively, much more people around than the previous ward that we just crossed through. I was just wondering why that was the case.
I'm not too familiar with Ward 7. Right. I probably haven't been here that much, if at all.
You haven't really been here. You
Yeah.
know that it was
Yeah.
It's the second newest ward.
Yeah. Yeah, I haven't spent too much time other than just passing through. But it is fairly new, other than Ward 8.
It used to be called the New Ward.
It used to be called the New Ward.
now it's colloquially referred to as the Modern Ward. Also, some people call it the Last Ward because of what happened to Ward 8.
Yeah.
This surprising. This ward seems to be doing quite well for itself. And considering it's so new, I'm surprised 8.
8 has been plagued with some troubles, unfortunately.
Anyways, I was just curious, making observations.
What kind of troubles? Like that catches Taiwan's attention.
Well, unfortunately, there was, let's just call it an experiment that went wrong. How long ago was it?
So Ward 8 opened roughly 3 months ago.
Okay, so it's pretty...
3 months ago was when they activated the conduit.
Yeah.
And that was when pretty much the entire city lost power.
Is Conduit the Spire?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
No, so there's the 7
middle?
conduits.
Yes, yeah.
The prime conduit
It's
was
the-
in the middle.
The big one, yeah, okay.
They activated the new spire in Ward 8. And the entire city immediately lost power.
Yeah.
Since then, they haven't been able to bring up even the rest of the spires up to full capacity.
And there's been like...
Ward 8 has
Yeah.
been completely shut down.
Yeah.
All of the property that was purchased there, everybody who'd been moved there, everybody who was there kind of had nowhere to go. Basically been the lost ward.
So yeah, I would explain all that and just say it's... Unfortunately, it's kind of been forgotten about ever since, and now it seems it's... And as Lydia mentioned, it seems that it's just kind of full of violence and thugs, if you will.
So we're gonna find more of the. What were they? The dusters?
Well, if we stay away
Something
from the
like
city
that.
center or the spire area, then we should be okay, at least for a little bit.
I have a feeling you would welcome another scrap with them.
I train my entire life, almost every day. There's a pleasure in putting some of these skills to use. I can tell you that.
can understand that.
Diamond is probably still a little restless and looking around to see if there's the cart's drawing attention or if there's anybody following, or
Perception check.
those have been going great so far.
Eventually,
not
you'll gotta succeed.
19.
Nice.
Plus whatever.
Yeah, 19 total.
Nice.
You're fairly confident that in the crowd, at least, nobody's paying that much attention to you. You see a few other wagons that are moving about. You see a few people cast glances at the big one because of how noticeable he is compared to the rest of you. All just seem like fairly normal travelers, aside from the pale person and the two tieflings, I guess. Not
You would also notice that, like,
So
you do
you're
see-
the only normal one.
you do see, like, tieflings seem fairly, like, not common, but you spot a few others, like 2 or 3 others in your, like, as you're traveling along. They're not uncommon. They're not, like, these two don't stick out like sore thumbs, essentially.
What about lots of them?
Yeah, I'm
You
the
don't
only
see
one.
any others at all.
You would notice that, like, I don't give a fuck what other people, like, look at me. Like, he always kind of has that little smile under his trunk, and you'll just see him, like, reach in his bag, pull out a pretty large apple, and just eat it in one quick foul swoop, just core and everything. And then just keep walking while pulling the goat.
Alright.
Did one of you mark down that you got the 100 gold?
Yeah.
I'm not keeping track of what
I have it
you
marked
guys
down.
got, just making sure.
Yep.
He's not keeping track?
Whoever's whoever is your party treasurer, you do you.
Oh,
yeah,
sure
let's
he
leave it
is.
to the
Yes,
criminal.
yeah.
Let's
The cell sword.
You notice that
Great
as you
decision.
start to approach the end of the ward, you turn onto this street that's going mostly directly south. It is called Half Step Boulevard. There's a sign on it. You and the cart turn on it. You notice that the population, the people on the streets kind of peter out. There aren't that many people on the streets anymore. The lights themselves are pretty much all that's there. These tall street lights, they're located sporadically along the street. You start to notice houses, buildings, unlit, abandoned, boarded up. You feel like you're at the edge of Ward 7. It becomes less and less vibrant, less and less populated, more and more derelict. The buildings are still brand new. They look unused. They look shiny, sleek, well constructed, well built. There's like long paved driveways up to these houses. Abandoned.
So we already turned into the street?
You're turning
We're
on.
turning on
You
it.
turn onto Half Step Boulevard. And you are continuing south. And at a certain point, you do see there are the street lights up in front of you, further along the street, are off. It is dark up in front of you.
So it's getting
What?
pretty dark.
I looked at the building that's like the first adjacent. What's the number on it?
35,
35.
roughly. Just made up a number. You're still quite a ways away from where you're going.
From number 14.
Yeah.
Okay.
Who's leading the caravan right now? You two?
Karana.
I had,
Karana.
Karana, and then
Karana
I'm
and
right
Karana.
behind
Well, if you guys
her
are
when
pulling the
go.
wagons,
Karana
Okay.
and the big one are leading the two caravans, like the two goats.
Oh, so
Yeah.
Kana and you were kind of
Yeah,
beside each other.
yeah, I offered to carry one. 'cause
Arkmer's
I'm
gonna
huge.
be up ahead though, just helping
I'm
us
gonna
scout the
go
way,
up
maybe with
near,
time.
yeah, I'm gonna get up to the front, go up near the big one, and just ask. It's getting a little bit darker here. How well can you see in the dark?
Give me one second to check.
Let me think.
After, well, they're doing that.
I honestly
You
don't
just
do lots of
nonchalantly,
things.
because of how Your-
features.
as you since you've been in the city, it's been fairly well lit. You were looking for somewhere to look up at the sky to see the stars.
Can't really get lost.
Now that you're entering a little bit of a darker, a little bit of a quieter street that's a little bit wider, there's a lot more room. You can look up in the sky and you see the stars. You see the constellation of the dagger and knife up above you.
Yeah, I'm just holding my little orb, and it's like 5-10 feet of light. Like, well, past this I can't see too well, but as long as I got my trunk, I know the way.
Well,
It's like it's just like a little metal ball. Well, I just described it last time, but a little metal ball, and it's just like kind of swirling white light around it.
okay.
You never sent me the information about the constellations here.
No, I did not.
Oh, okay. I'm like, yes.
You're,
Of course.
I did not know.
There it is.
Uh-huh.
There's a
that's
constellation
one.
of the dagger knife. You can kind of figure out which god that's referenced.
Which god? 1 second. That
Make
I
a
do
religion
have.
check.
Oh, okay.
That's the cosmic dice.
It's the wrong one for sure.
Oh.
Oh no! I haven't seen a roll good with this yet. Okay,
14.
that's not bad.
You know that the constellation of the dagger or the knife references the god Siptaria, the sun.
The god of what? Sorry?
Siptaria,
I
the
thought he
sun.
said Target. I was
Sorry,
like,
that's what I heard
yeah.
too.
Hey, this is Astra from Target.
Oh, sorry. Ooh. Okay.
It's the first constellation that catches your eye.
Okay.
The rest of you just see Astra looking up at the sky.
I've already I'll see it in a sec. I walked away for a second. I don't know how good that'll do you. It seems to only shine so far.
Well, I created it myself. It does the job fine.
I'm sure if you're tinkering and looking at something quite close, I'm sure it does a great job. Looking up a bit ahead here, though, the lights have gone out, and since you're leading here, it'd be best if you could see a little better. I know we only met recently, but if you put a little bit of trust in me, I can give you a little bit of aid towards.
I certainly trust you. I have no reason not to.
Don't be alarmed. And I reach up and I just touch you, like your face, like right there.
Yeah.
I reach up as far as I can because you're
jump.
you're like 3+
Yeah.
something feet above me.
Yeah, I'll lean into it a little
And
bit.
I just kind of tap you right there, and I don't know who else is up there. Maybe only Karana sees this. Your eyes go black,
Oh god! I told you my eyes would be black.
One of us.
and I give you eyes of night. You can now see in dark vision 300 feet.
Cool. Holy shit.
And
You are ring
and
raised now.
where are you with respect to this?
I would also be at the front.
You're at the front.
Yeah.
Okay, so then
Figure out the way.
so I would have given it to you.
Yeah, and I'm loud. Whoa, whoa, whoa.
You can
Whoa.
see much farther away now than you could before. Like, all the way down
And then
the
I
street,
look over to
you
you.
see,
And at this point, I just ask, like, to you and Corona, I just say, like, how well can you guys see in the dark as well?
I can see fine, lad.
You sure?
Not like this.
Okay.
hopefully we won't need
Uh,
to see in the dark
60
much.
feet,
We're
yeah.
almost there. We just get in there. We hide there. It's fine.
Guys, I think we should keep an eye on the shadows.
Oh, I can see all shadows now. You see, like, as I'm walking, I'm like, just like looking around and everything.
If this constellation is any indication of what this place is going to be like, we should keep a close eye.
What's a constellation?
Can I check to see if I
Did you
remember
see
what
it?
that
It's shaped
constellation
like a dagger
is?
and a knife, I think. Is
Make
that
a
what you
religion check.
said? That constellation, it's about the...
Where do you see a dagger?
So actually,
22.
That's-
cards
that's-
getting
that's-
pulled, but these two just standing still there.
You can tell what the
Over the
constellation
mirror.
references.
But this
References to
constellation...
Yeah, I don't have that written down in front of me. You can show me because I know.
What?
I rolled a good religion check, so I also know what this is.
It's a rhino.
I don't have the notes on me. Never mind. I know now. I don't need your notes.
You know that she's the goddess of surprises.
Sudden
Yep.
occurrence
I remember
of
reading through all these. I just don't know them not off by heart by name. Yep.
Her followers tend to hide in the shadows, unveil grand plans and designs at the last moment.
Oh boy.
We should be careful though, because the speech list. This is. Wait, do I know this?
Make a history check.
Okay.
I don't know. Do you know this?
I don't know. You gave it to me. I mean, I could have read about
Do you
it.
know this?
14.
You've read a lot of books. You don't know whether they're fact or fiction.
Okay.
You've read a lot of books.
The stories say that there is a band of assassins called the Speechless, They are involved in sudden deaths, murders. They're very difficult to apprehend. And their names are uttered in hushed tones, which I did not do.
The speechless.
Oh, great. What other kind of shits are we going to find in our way?
Don't worry, I can see everything.
What was the constellation?
The
a
dagger
dagger.
and knives.
The dagger or the knife.
Subtaria the Seven. I'm gonna be also more perceptive now.
Okay.
Watching for shit.
I'm
I
more
have dark
perceptive now. I'm gonna
vision.
give myself +5 perception just because I'm looking.
Sure.
Shut up.
Just became more percent.
As you pass the first street light that's off, you suddenly, with all of you trying to pay closer attention to your surroundings, and you realize just how much noise iron wheels on cobblestone streets can make as the carts wheel forward. You almost can't hear anything else with the din that's being raised with this cart. But you make your way for a few blocks completely unharassed. Nobody is on the streets here. Calthir, you hear in the distance maybe some voices, some people arguing, some hushed whispers. You can make out briefly on the wind, but nothing in your immediate vicinity. None of you see anything. The street is empty. You reach number 20, Halfstaff Boulevard. You reach 15. Eventually, you reach 12.
We're there.
It's a large building, abandoned, boarded up, about twice as big, to be honest, as the Savvy Merchant. Doors are closed but wide. There's these big double doors chained up.
So it matches the description that Lydia gave.
It matches the description.
Okay.
There's a sign above it that's not painted in yet. It's just like an empty board, essentially. Seems to match the description
Tirana,
that you were told.
we're here. Quick, let's move in. And get the key that was given and try the lock.
You walk up and you start messing and fiddling around with the lock. The rest of you roll a perception check.
16.
Not good.
I apparently rolled a 1 and a 3, so I can't see shit right now.
I
Even though
rolled-
I'm just too tricked out by like long.
Too entertained.
Yeah. Whoa.
What did you roll?
16.
Seems pretty quiet. You do smell a little something on the air, but you can't tell exactly.
Big
what.
one, come on.
I mean, I can roll a keen smell check,
What is it?
but I'm not focusing on
You
that.
don't.
Anyway. It doesn't
Yeah,
matter.
you
I'm
didn't
too
notice
distracted
anything
by
odd at all.
I'm
So
too
sorry,
distracted.
what is the
by lights.
smell?
By the vision.
You can't tell what it is.
I smell something. But I
It
don't know
smells
what it is.
something, unlike
Sorry.
something you're used to smelling. So
Okay. Is it like a...
it's also
like-
really faint.
Okay.
You barely pick up a whiff of something.
From where?
Everyone, I smell something.
As you
Getting ready to
finish unlocking the door,
Smell.
take the lock off, take the chain off, hold the door open. That's where we'll take our break.
Ooh.
Oh, damn.
Awesome. All right. We will be back here shortly.
Oh, we're good. Okay. Sorry.
We also
I didn't see the thumbs up.
quickly shout out everybody in chat. We see your messages. We love you. Thank you.
Yeah.
Welcome.
Thanks.
Enjoy.
Keep watching.
Hi.
Keep following us.
We see you.
And welcome back.
That was in his Calther impression. I see you. I see you. So do I. Whoa.
Also, you have that up for an hour.
You're not gonna be able to sleep tonight now.
Yeah.
It's not like when I close my eyes, I just see through my eyelids.
No,
I
it's
mean,
that.
No.
Oh, it's okay.
You're gonna see
Yeah.
everything now.
Yeah.
So you're gonna notice details on the inside of the eyelid.
Yeah. Oh god.
All the little
Timon,
vessels.
as you unlock the door and the chains fall off, you open the door, you look inside, you see a wide open, almost like floor, like a bar or a restaurant. There's room for probably 5 or 6 tables in here. Empty. To your right, you see like a bar counter that's been built up, a few shelves behind it, empty. There's a door to the right, stairway on the far left where there's almost like a curved wall. There's like a spiral staircase going up. All the buildings here is like built out of really solid stone, really solid construction. Would be pretty beautiful. There's like lights on the sconces of lights around the edge that are off, unlit. The stairs go upstairs to this wooden landing up above. There's like a balcony. Would be a really nice place. Much fancier than the Savvy Merchant for sure. But it's empty.
Ian, come on in.
It's also dark. Very dark in here.
I walk
Especially
in.
as you come in and the light of the moon up above the stars. None of
Where
that
can we pull
comes in
the
here.
cart?
We can go
You can
into
pull
it.
them through the door.
Oh, okay. So it's a big door.
2-door, maybe.
If there's like a sconce somewhere kind of like central in the room-ish, like whether it's like at the bar area or like near the stairs, something like that, I'm just gonna walk over to that and I'm gonna...
Wait. Let us close the door first.
Sure.
Wait, can Big One get in without ducking?
You can.
Oh my goodness, that's a
much
big door.
better place.
Wonderful.
The door is about like 7 to 10 feet tall and like 10
Well,
feet
that's
wide.
very specific because I'm 9 foot tall. So is it above?
It's
that?
tall enough for you to get
Okay.
in, and
No
for the
ducking.
goats and the wagons to come in.
Yeah, you would have caught me like right before, and you
Yeah,
know
like-
what I can do.
Yeah, like out there, if this is the same trick, we.
Sure, that's probably a good idea.
So-
Corona kind of comes in, the 2 wagons come in. Yavnald's looking around the place.
Come in, you little shit.
Everybody's inside and now looking around the place. You're still at the door.
Close the door. Actually, I take a look around and then I close the door.
Make a perception check.
10.
Don't see anything. Kaltu, you notice that one of the windows in the back is broken.
Oh no.
Okay, so yeah, I would have been holding for him to do that, and I guess
Close
then
the
I
door.
noticed. So wait, where? It's at the back, so like direct
the back,
opposite of
right.
the door.
Directly
Oh,
opposite
okay.
the door on the opposite side of the floor.
So then I will not go to do light. Does it look like the glass is broken inwards or out? Did it look like somebody was already in and broke out, or did somebody?
With your passive investigation, you can tell that it was broken inwards.
Oh shit.
Okay. Can I tell?
There's like glass shards still on the ground.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So, first of all, yeah. How large is the window? How big is the break?
The window's about. It's wide enough for someone to fit through.
Okay. And
Even
like it's
big one?
completely shattered
It's
in.
completely shattered.
Okay.
Definitely not large enough for the big one.
I'm gonna walk over and try to see if I can tell if, because like if this place was not being used, it should be super dusty. So I want to see if I can see footprints or handprints or anything that looks recent, to see if this like how long ago maybe I can try to figure out somebody maybe came in.
Now roll an investigation check.
Okay. If you say so. 19.
Not really. Still very dusty. It's
Okay.
definitely dusty. It seems like nobody's been here or around for. Yeah.
Okay. I'll just let the group know. Everyone, there's a broken window here. Broken inwards. I'm not sure if somebody had broken in. It doesn't appear to be any time recent. But it might be best for us to take a look around before we settle.
Can we see anything that may have been thrown in through the window? Like, is there a rock inside that could have broken the window?
Sounds like you want to make an investigation check.
Sure
Make
do.
an investigation check.
That's fine. I have a +4, and I rolled a 4. 8.
Not that you can see.
Is there?
You look around, you look under. There's really nowhere for anything to be. You don't see anything.
Is there an upstairs to this place?
Yeah, there's
Being
a
that
stair
an
on the
inn?
far left that curves upward. It's like a spiral staircase that goes up to a landing, like a balcony. You can actually see the balcony from down here.
And make my way up there. So
You have dark vision, right?
yeah,
It's still
see
dark.
60 feet, and
Are you being stealthy?
yeah, being cautious because of the broken window.
Make a stealth check.
Uh, 19.
Nice. You make your way up the stairs.
So
You
what's that?
find yourself
Do
at
you
a
have
landing. You notice here on this landing, there's like a few boxes and tables that have been stacked up here. It's almost like they were shipped here but never got unpacked. You can see from here there's like a big, like some lights that are set up almost on the edge of the balcony, pointed downwards. Looks fancy. There's a few doors on each of the opposite ends of the balcony.
Mm-hmm.
That's it.
Let's pop them open. Just take a peek in. Just quick peeks.
You pop the first one open. Empty room. About like 20 feet by 20 feet. There's some lights on the edge and like a light fixture.
Pretty big room.
Mm-hmm. Oh, just wonder if I can
Nothing
just,
else
like,
in there. If you want to
Okay.
go in and like investigate, you can, but that's what you see when you open the doors.
Oh,
Just
I wasn't even
a big
entering.
empty room.
Just like popping open the doors, like
Yep.
as I'm going.
You go
through.
to the
Yeah.
opposite side of the balcony. You pop open the door. You see something off in the shadows to your right. Just something that you can go in and take a look at, but you don't. It's not something immediately obvious as you open the door.
Well, so right after I'd done the investigation, I let them know. I would have started ritually casting Detect Magic.
Okay. It's gonna take you 10 minutes.
Yep.
What are the rest of you doing? Well,
Is there any chairs or couches on the main floor that we walked into?
there might be some in like some of the boxes there. There are a few boxes scattered around the floor.
I will pick a corner near the wall and sit down and start to sleep.
I'm looking for a bar.
We get in another fight, we
There's-
fucked.
You start looking around. There's a lot of pieces of wood. Like there's a lot of boxes, and you can crack like the lid off of one of them. So you pop it open. You do see inside. There's like some packaged like mugs and like plates and cutlery, pots and pans inside of it. You grab like one of the planks that forms the lid of the box. You take it over to the door, and I'm assuming you're trying to bar the door.
No, I was looking for a bar.
Oh,
Come
All
on,
right.
not like a reinforcing bar.
No.
To the right, there is a like long bar that's been built. Behind it, there's a door.
I will go over.
You walk over. It's like a counter, essentially, like a bar counter. Alright.
Is there a barrel with food around?
You don't see any.
Rats. I'm hungry.
We have Uber Eats here.
Search
I don't know how to do that.
Astra, what are you doing?
I'm gonna go over to the broken window,
Mhm.
and I want to see if I can. Two things. I want to look outside, see if I can see anybody like lurking in the shadows. I do have dark vision, 60 feet. And then I also want to see if the broken glass is being tracked a certain direction.
So make a perception check to see if you see anybody around. And...
Okay. 7.
You don't see anybody.
Okay.
So you're looking around, you're trying to identify whether the glass is being tracked anywhere. Your previous investigation roll was pretty low, so you can't really tell. It just seems like a pile of scattered glass on the floor. It's hard to tell. A lot of it is also covered with dust.
Okay. So it's old. I'm gonna go. Could I have seen that there's balconies? From the outside or from like the window? Like which side are the balconies on?
There aren't balconies outside. There's a balcony inside.
Huh?
Upstairs. There's like a balcony that overlooks the floor down below.
Oh, I
It's
see.
like an upper level.
I see. Okay. Can I see any windows up top?
You look up and you see Arkmir kind of up there going to the other door.
Mm-hmm.
You don't see any windows up there.
Okay. I'm gonna use Awaken Mind and telepathically speak to Arkmir. And just be like, Arkmir, what do you see? You can't actually respond to me though.
I just say, what? Who is this? Well, does your voice come like through your actual voice in my head? Is that how that works?
Yeah.
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 Oh, I'm like looking around.
She is nowhere to be seen.
Nothing.
I'm just telling her like
Actually gonna. So you said I noticed something to the right.
You notice
in this
something in this room, in the corner of it.
room. Yeah, just in general with everything right now, I'm gonna be approaching it cautiously.
You enter this room and you start making your way to the corner. You approach it and you can see as you come close to it, it's just like a mound of something, like clothes, maybe? Hard to tell. They're about like 5-10 feet away.
It's a fucking Nipnar, stab him.
It's gonna be a rug that eats me. But it's enough to catch my attention.
Yeah. I mean, you noticed it. You were looking around for something. You opened the door, you expected to find an empty room, and there's something.
I was gonna pull up my rapier and just kind of, not stab it necessarily, but just kind of brush the...
You brush the fabric.
No, brush it, like moving it off with the pile. Yeah.
hair.
It's got a toothpick pulling it off.
You like push it off. It seems like it's like a blanket of sorts. And you move it off, and underneath it, there's like a small satchel, almost like a backpack. Just sitting there, like a leather backpack.
Well, I'm gonna
Roll
go
initiative.
pick up the, I'm gonna inspect the backpack here.
You pick it up, you pop it open. Inside, you find a set of clothes. They smell a little bit musty. They're like black clothes, essentially. Like black undershirt, black pants, set of spare boots.
Okay.
Make an investigation check.
Guys.
In the meantime, Taima is just opening up crates looking for shit.
19.
In the back of the backpack, the inside, you find like a hidden pocket. And inside of that, as you reach in, you pull out probably like a small coin purse and a folded up piece of paper.
More money for him to hoard.
I guess obviously I will inspect both of those.
The coin purse has about 9 gold in it.
Okay.
The note is like you open the piece of paper. It's just a piece of paper, empty, blank, nothing on it.
Okay.
I don't buy it.
Yeah.
It's got urine on it.
The speechless.
Somebody wrote urine.
Just kind of like hold it over the fire.
Yeah.
But the clothing, I guess it's just an all black outfit, from what I understand it.
Yep.
Okay, I'm gonna.
Put it on.
It's peculiar to me, so I'm gonna. Yeah, I'm gonna hold
With your
on to
investigation
it.
check, as you like pull it out, you can tell that it's
I can't say.
it's clearly like a woman's clothing. Like
Like the thing. Oh,
that's
no,
all you can
no.
glean from it.
Wait,
It's like
I
a
feel
woman's clothing.
Yeah,
Is that what you said?
Yeah.
Shirt.
Oh, okay.
I knew that's what you were
Interesting.
thinking.
Anyway, well, I'll. Actually,
What do you
just
do with
I
that?
don't know. what's happening. Don't worry about it. It's stupid.
Buffalo Bill.
Yeah.
I
Try
don't
to
even know who that is.
Oh, from Silence of the Lambs.
It's fine. Our grip continue.
Okay, sorry.
I don't even know.
It's gonna get us in trouble.
I know.
I'll just come. Yeah, I'm gonna go back downstairs and I'll just throw down the backpack and lay down the clothing blank paper. Seems like upstairs clear, but this was seemingly hidden underneath a pile of clothes, but I can't seem to make anything out of it.
Ooh, can I see?
How long has it been?
It's probably been 10 minutes by now,
He's
so
out
your detect
cold.
magic goes off.
Alright, so yeah, so my detect magic is now. So you can actually see, for anybody who's like notices, even though my eyes are like black, there's like this really faint, almost like purple iris.
Whoa.
Cool.
Almost like a really like dim like glow to it. It's not like
You sense a faint magical aura coming from this piece of paper that Arkmir is
Oh.
holding out.
Just as I'm asking them.
I found this paper. Aha! Well, I would have first started like I probably would have had my back to because you would have come down the stairs, right? So
Yep.
that would have been over behind me. I think.
You, as you finished casting your spell, you started looking around. It was also the only magical thing that you thought of, which
Okay.
is why it jumped out at you immediately.
Sure. Okay. Alchemy, that paper you're holding, where did you get that? Oh.
Oh.
Wow. Astra.
Yes?
that
Oh, you have
that
a
paper
paper.
you're looking at, where did you find that?
Arkmir found it. I'm trying to see any writing. I do have Eyes of the Runekeeper, and I can read all writing.
There's no writing on
If
it.
any writing appears, I will be
It is
able
a
to
blank
read
piece of
it.
paper.
No, right.
I can read writing.
So I can know what the school of magic that is on this. as
Correct. Illusion.
Mm.
And news for you.
Oh,
Well, you know,
sugar honey iced
found
tea.
it, and I'll show you the secret pocket here in this backpack. Thought it was a little peculiar.
Interesting. There's some sort of illusory magic to this. Not really sure there's much I can do to it, but it's definitely more than just a blank piece of paper. Use that as you will. I'm not sure what it is.
I'll just fold it back up and hold on to it here.
So nothing else on this floor or anything like that. I'm mostly just because I have this up right now for I don't even know how long it has it. 10 minutes. I'm just gonna kind of walk around. So wait, did you look through Arkman, did you go through all the rooms upstairs?
I believe I did. The two. Yeah.
Okay, so
There were just two big rooms, one on either side.
okay.
I only went into one of them though. I opened the doors for both, and nothing else stood out.
I'm gonna go take a quick look.
Meanwhile, Timon, you're opening all of these crates. You're popping them open one by one. You mostly just find furniture and sort of like nothing else really.
Damn it, Lydia said that there was some food in here.
Yep, one sec.
Is there a cellar? Start
There is a
looking
door
for-
behind the bar.
There's a door behind the bar? I go, alright, open it.
As you open the door, Kalpir, with your passive perception, you notice a smell as he opens the door. The same smell that you smelt outside faintly.
Is it foul?
It
smell?
becomes stronger.
Is it foul?
Definitely not pleasant.
Dead bodies.
Okay. All right. Well,
You
I
also notice this, Simon. Like
Yeah,
it's
figured.
noticeable now, but
Yeah.
you're the
As soon
one
as
who
I
opened
opened the fucking door.
Yeah.
With this drink comes through.
Oh,
What is this smell?
Diamond, what did you just open over there?
Door, man.
There is an interesting odor coming from there. That's it. I'm not at the door, so I'm just stating that I smell something.
Can I see anything inside? With my
So
dark
inside
vision?
there's just it's dark. There's a stairway that leads down, and at the end of the stairway it like turns inward, so you can't see anything.
So sketchy.
You're just at the top of the stairway.
I'm gonna go investigate this.
Did you say it was stairs?
Yeah.
Going down?
Yeah, basement.
Interesting.
Oh. Fa-la-la-la-la.
Alright.
You recall that Lydia had said that the food was kept in the cellar.
Oh, it's rotten food. My favorite.
Well,
Not
hope it's just from-
necessarily, yeah.
Is that mac and cheese?
It's weird.
Do you start walking down?
Yes.
did you light the light source, I guess, in this room already, or
No.
did you never do that?
I haven't done it yet.
Okay.
But what I'm going to do is there a like one of the sconces near the bar? Is there one kind of like around?
There's
Oh,
one
near-
just at the edge of where the bar ends, essentially.
Okay.
Almost beside where the store is. There's probably one over there.
All right. I'm gonna walk over to that. Then I will cast light at this point. But I will say like, careful going down here. Keep your guard up. It does appear somebody broke into this place, and Arkman already found a satchel with clothes. Somebody may have been using this as a place to stay. We're not quite sure what that smell is, but there is a possibility that something or someone is downstairs.
Yeah, so when you say that and you cast a light, Simon looks, walks back, closes the door. Is there anything to bar the door with?
So one of the box of lids that you There's something else.
I guess, can I just push like a couple of the crates
You
against
can probably
the
put a
door?
couple of crates up in front of it if you wanted. That could be something that you do.
So before you do that, I'm just gonna walk just to the top of the stairs. Do I detect any magic down the stairs within 30 feet?
Is it visible or just...
Nope. You sense the presence of magic within 30 feet of you.
No?
If this is trouble, let's look at it in the morning.
I agree. Let's make sure the stores. We might also want to do, if we can do anything about that window, we might want to try to board that up too.
We have plenty of crates.
Yeah. Okay. We may also want to. I'm not entirely sure how safe this area is, so we may want to have somebody just keeping an eye on what people are resting. I see the big one is already taking advantage of of the place we found. So I'm not sure about the rest of you. I personally don't really need sleep. I just need a little bit of time to meditate. So if you give me a bit of time to gather my thoughts and just kind of clear my head a bit, I will be able to watch for the rest of the evening.
I am tired, lad. Not much of a night person. And you see, still got this pretty fucking gash on my shoulder.
Yes. Sorry, I didn't mean specifically you. I was really talking to the group.
I'll do it.
Sure.
I like being up at night.
Perfect. Yes, if you're able to, at least kind of keep an eye on things for, roughly, maybe 4 hours or so until I'm able to clear my head, then I can take over and you can get your night's rest.
You can count on me, buddy.
Sure.
I'm gonna start patrolling, just kind of like back and forth. Just-
Kirana, Yadmo, the Atno, even the goats on this hard stone floor that they're not used to sleeping on, they're tired. They've been pulling wagons for much longer than normal today.
Yes.
exhausted. They kind of lie down to kind of go to sleep.
So Timon just pushes a couple of crates against the door, and then helps Galtier to board up the broken window with a couple of like crate lids.
Yeah. At least just kind of put stuff in.
Yeah, just block the way.
So while you two are doing that, Big One, you're asleep already.
30 seconds in, I'm out cold.
Arkmir, what are you doing while they're kind of doing that?
How big are the iron bars on the wagon?
You like get on the wagon and like start going through the stuff on it, or
I just wanted to see how big one iron bar was and if it's possible to take one.
most of them, like I said, the stuff on the wagon is all in boxes. Like it's all in
Okay.
crates, so
Right.
you'd have to like open the crates and stuff in order to. Like, are you openly doing this or trying to be sneaky about it? Basically, is the question.
It's just payment.
I'll be.
There's a
I'll
lot
be
of boxes
sneaky
of
about it.
stuff that is already open, which
Yeah.
belongs to Lydia.
Okay.
And it would probably be easier to pilfer than the boxes that are closed on the wagon.
Right.
But you could ask Lydia not Lydia, Yavnil for like to open it to see what's inside.
Oh, are
the
they? I
box.
thought they were already asleep right now.
No,
Are they
they're
like-
just
Oh.
like setting up. Like Karana's still up. She's being a bit like she's pacing around as well, looking and helping out with the.
Okay,
time and
I have a totally different approach.
Everybody's
well,
still awake.
I want to go to Karana and be like, I think now would be a time better than ever to settle our payments, like I promised. We're here?
Yavnil.
or Yavnil, sorry. We're here, and
Yeah.
I think
Yep.
I have
A
to.
deal's a deal. She pulls out like the other pouch that she's already separated the 100 gold out into and tosses it to you. Thanks.
And I was thinking about your concern about wanting to sell this iron and being in the city now for a little while. I have.
Dang.
I think I may have
Sketchy
some ideas of
individual.
people that would want to buy this, but in order to do that, I may need a sample. Is that something that you would be open to?
Roll a persuasion check.
Or deception.
Which one would be better? But I'm not like, no. It's a 9.
If the stuff is as illegal and in demand as it is, I'd really rather not have it out in the open. You know, what if you get arrested and they're like, "Where did you find this?" and you turn me in, and I don't trust you enough, to be honest. Like, I paid you what we agreed upon. If you can go out and secure a sale for me, I will give you a small commission, sure, but
I think you're concerned about me telling someone about your iron could happen regardless of if I am caught or not.
roll an intimidation check.
Oh man. 19.
She in hushed tones a little bit. She's like, "Hey, what do you want? Let's strike a deal. What do you want? You want to buy this iron off of me? I'll sell it to you."
I think if I can help find you a buyer, I'd like a stake in your sale. And in order to help you do that, I just need 1 bar.
It's not just bars. There's weapons here too. Finely crafted weapons from Cornwall. Good stuff. It's not anything illegal. We would bring it here. We would sell it. It's an export.
If it's not,
It's illegal
Illegal.
now because they're made of iron.
but correct me if I'm wrong, this whole way here, you've led everyone to believe that it's just iron bars.
I said no such thing. Everybody just assumes. There's lots of goods made of iron.
Well,
Weapons just sell for the most.
if it's weapons that you're interested in selling, then I would take a sample of one of those instead, and I can still help procure a buyer.
So, like, looks around, like, she looks at Karana and Timon. They're, like, in the process of porting it up. Yeah, sure. We can arrange that. She, like, goes over to one of the boxes on the wagon and, like, just slides the lid off a little. And inside what you actually see is just, like, canvas packages. They're, like,
Diamond
wrapped
is
up.
going to essentially like body check her out of the way, grab a weapon, and inspect to see if there's.
Make a perception
Uh,
to see if you even detected this conversation, because
Start
my perception
getting-
was actually
getting
a
in
little
on
bit
this.
low key.
oh,
She was
yeah,
whispering
yeah,
this.
Okay.
Well,
So I would. I'm
with
not.
your passive perception, you can tell that there's like the two are talking, but you can't tell what the exact conversation is happening.
Okay.
You can
Are you
tell that they're
meditating?
whispering amongst each other.
Sorry. Not yet.
Did you-
This is during the.
As you turn around from one of these, like from finishing boarding up the window, you see Arkmira and Yavnil on the wagon. You can see that she's like currently sliding the top open, but you don't know what's in it.
But with the 22, did I hear
That's what you
the
see as you
talk
turn
of-
around.
The
You
talk
didn't
of
hear it,
weapons? No.
You were busy with other stuff, and your passive perception is not high enough to have noticed it.
You're not Kelpier.
I noticed.
You can tell that like they're opening it, and you can look at them as they're doing this over in like on one of the wagons, and you can see that she reaches in and pulls out like a small. And now, as she pulls it out, you can see it looks like a sheathed short sword, almost like a blade. She pulls it out.
So as soon as I see a weapon, I get very interested. And I
Yeah.
approach, and I want to see if I can see the blue hammer seal on it,
You
or
see,
any other Ironbeard signature.
she pulls out the short sword and like hands it to you, like unsheaths it. Looks finely crafted. She just unsheaths like the very top half of it.
Mhm.
You can tell that it doesn't have the blue hammer or like any of the seals that you recognize on it. But you can also tell just from like just looking at it that it is like Cornwall steel, like iron. It was definitely crafted in Cornwall.
Which smithy get? So do these. You have no.
Genuinely don't know. It was the fire buckles.
Is it the lad with the fucking broken teeth?
No, it was his brother.
Fire buckles.
He literally just makes the buckles. His brother's good though. He makes good stuff. Maybe not as good as the Iron Mirrors and the Blue Hammer, but it sells for good money. Even normally when we bring it here, and she's talking to you as though like it's really no secret. Like you know that weapons are something that like it's a big export of Cornwall, and it's just a box full of weapons. You don't gather that this was anything illegal that was being transported. You kind of already knew that there were weapons. There was like there are also iron bars on the wagon. You know that there's probably like a few knives and pots and pans, like cooking supplies, pretty much anything made out of iron. Some large cogs on it.
Why are you procuring this shite from those people? You can find much better steel in the Ironbeard shops.
Yeah, but it's more expensive. And over here, you take the cheapest one, and they think it's God's gift. It's God's gift to Schema.
Which god?
The God's gift to Schema. It'd be a waste.
Gift to God. Timon just looking in disdain, utter disdain, to the weaponry in front of him. Is just grabbing it like.
She gives you like one of the short swords. You have a short sword.
Oh, like this was you.
Healthier. Astra?
What are you planning to do with
I would have
this
just
lot?
been kind of like after we finished the
Business is business.
Would have just followed him over to the conversation he was having, looking at it.
You seem very shifty.
I think everything here is pretty transparent. I don't see what's there to hide. If anything, I've brought more transparency. Did you know that there were weapons in here?
No.
Exactly.
But I suspected. I mean, there's lots of smiths in Cornwall. We're the best in the land.
Right? I think I've done quite the opposite of what you're accusing me for.
Diamond is very confused. Fine, if you want to keep it. But I do want my share of the gold.
You'll get what I consider a fair share.
Now, lad, you be careful.
I recall you, sir, not giving a fuck about bringing this wagon here. The fact that you are getting a pay here is
So,
something
I
I'm helping you with.
led this caravan here from the savvy merchant, and now you're saying that I don't deserve a share?
I recall my friend here, Big One, and Karana leading the wagons.
I was actually in the front. I said that in the
They were-
beginning.
Well, I was
They were
also
both
up there though with you.
Pulling the like they were both
You weren't
leading
alone.
the actual. But I said they were leading the wagons. Somebody has to lead the goats. The goats aren't gonna go themselves. They were
Yeah.
leading the goats. So
Yeah.
whoever was in front, that's up to you guys.
Well, that's
I
nice.
had the directions. I had the
Like I said, you will get your fair share, as will everyone else.
Everyone will get their fair share.
Correct. That's it.
Now,
Everyone's going to bed right now. We'll deal with this in the
No.
morning. And I
No.
just go down, sit, pocket my short sword, and walk away.
You just add it to your holster with another right beside your rapier.
I have my eyes on you, lad.
I wouldn't have it any other way.
Besties.
Astra, you're walking around, pacing around, trying to see if you spot anything.
I'm actually really proud that I'm the one that is kind of like protecting everybody. So I'm gonna be like pacing back and forth on the balcony because you said it's like kind of up and like around, right? So I'm just gonna be pacing back and forth. Like I have my wand out, and then I'm just talking to myself and being like, "Hey, like who do you guys think should like protect us overnight? Oh, probably like whoever is like the smartest and most brave. Hey, Astra, who, me? Oh, like sure. You think that I could? Like yeah, no problem. And then I'm just gonna like ha and like draw my wand at nothing and like pretend that I'm fighting stuff and continue to pace and talk to myself.
As you do this, you're walking back and forth on the balcony between the two doors on opposite ends, and you spot, as pretty much as soon as you first come up, both of these rooms inside of them do have windows. Let's look out. You were originally asking if there were other windows, so that was something that you do notice immediately.
Okay. Hey Astra, you're the brave one. You should go check out those windows. Who, me? Sure, yeah, whatever. I'm brave. I'm gonna go over next look out the window.
Make a perception check.
Damn it. I rolled a 3 plus 1.
Fantastic roll.
Oh no.
Fucking hell.
Notice
You're
your
looking
reflection.
out. You get kind of distracted because the window that you're looking out of, you can see like the moon in the distance through it, and you look over and you see some of the constellations that you recognize, and just past it in the distance, you can see a big dark black cloud.
But we're okay. Because we're in the city, right? That's what I say to myself. We're okay. We're in the city, right? Should be fine. Should be fine. How close is it?
It's off in the distance.
Can I tell if it is past the perimeter of the city?
You can't see that far. You can't see the perimeter.
Music would say, yeah.
There's like probably other buildings and stuff along the way.
Okay.
And like the perimeter is pretty far away from even where all the buildings end. So.
Okay, I'm gonna leave the room, come back to the balcony. Timond?
Aye.
There, I can see a cloud. Apparently those are bad here.
We're in the city. There's no problem.
That's what I said to myself, but just letting you know.
Are you okay, lass? To keep watch?
Do I hear this conversation?
I'm the right gal for the job. And
she's
my
just
Well,
voice
she's
cracks.
like on the
Like
second
crawling.
floor, and
Yeah,
I'm on the
yeah.
on the
So
ground
you're
floor.
yelling it? Okay.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to remember the name of it. Damn it.
It's fine
The
then.
climate. I think, yeah,
All
they come in. I think, Astro, that cloud is just, it's just how they control
What?
it.
Sorry.
That cloud. It's just how they control the weather here.
What? Huh? What are you talking about? That cloud is how that cloud is the weather.
It's a man-made cloud, believe it or not.
Huh? How? How?
What am I talking about? I believe it's in. Well, I just came across it yesterday. It's in Ward. Is it 4? 3. The climatology. There's a climatology building, and it essentially controls the weather for the city, and that's how they get water to every ward. And saw that cloud just come out, and it just moves from ward to ward.
Damn, man, that's cool. I want to check out that cosmetology place.
Are the rest of you doing anything? Setting up your bedrolls to go to sleep for the night?
Yeah, I would have gotten to meditate. And specifically, I would have been thinking about the kind of like constellation-esque outlines I had seen before. Just thinking about that.
You've noticed this over the past like few weeks that you've been traveling with. Every time you go to meditate, you see the same constellation like outlines around shapes around Astra and Diamond in particular.
Only, like, not the other people,
Not
though.
the other people.
Okay.
And as you fall into your trance now around some new companions, you notice it around Arkmir as well, but not the big one.
Sorry, what does he notice around me?
Don't worry about it.
Oh no!
Yeah.
Gotta rewatch the stream.
It's like glowy shapes or something.
Before Timon goes to sleep, is gonna come over to.
His diarrhea.
Oops.
Well, he sees Kaltir running for the pots. Never mind, I'll talk tomorrow. He goes to bed.
Arkmir and Astra, you're the only two left awake. I'm assuming Astra, you're going to be keeping watch.
Yes, I am.
I'm setting up by Big One, but not really going to sleep yet. Just watching from there. Everyone's still a bit of a stranger to me.
Yavno and Adnal set up near one of the carts. Karana kind of also sets up her bedroll or near the other cart, just like leaning in the back. She's sitting there looking a little bit worried, but eventually starts to fall asleep. Astra, can you roll a perception check?
Can I get a different dice? Oh, I haven't used this one yet. Nope, doesn't matter. 9.
You spend the majority of the next like 2 or 3 hours just walking about, pacing. You don't really notice anything. Occasionally you'll go up to one of the windows, look out. Don't really see any movement outside. Don't spot much of anything, to be honest.
Okay. I'm just gonna continue patrolling and muttering to myself and giving myself a little pep talk.
How late do you stay up, and who do you wake up when you're...
I'll wake up Calthier after it's been, I think you said like 4 hours or so. Maybe because he's left the table, he's extra hard to wake up. I'm like, Calthier.
Yeah. He wakes up, and we'll just wait for him to get back, I guess.
Okay.
The rest of you are sleeping a very...
At this point, we would be sleeping.
You're sleeping a very peaceful night's sleep, having your long rest that is not yet complete.
Before I wake him up, just because we have to wait for him to come back, I'm going to use Mask of Many Faces. And just for funsies, I'm going to make myself look really creepy before I wake him up. So I'm going to look kind of like the Ring girl, like the girl from the Ring with like the long black hair, like strands in front of my face. And I'm going to stand like all kind of...
You sound like upside down.
Oh no, that's too scary. Oh my God. Too far. But I will like just be like ready for like when he wakes up.
Roll for initiative.
Yeah, if it's just a roll, somebody roll for him. Like for a perception check.
Yeah,
So
just roll a perception check, Ron.
Yeah, go for it.
I'm gonna touch
Just
his
roll,
dice.
just roll one of your dice.
Oh,
Okay,
man.
okay. That's a 4.
Plus? He's got
Plus
crazy
5,
perception.
9. Sorry, Derek.
Does he have advantage on those things, or?
Oh,
Probably.
nope.
Okay.
He doesn't seem to notice anything. The next few hours of the night seem to go relatively peacefully. I don't know if he'll wake up. I'm just gonna roll 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. He'll probably wake up timing because he doesn't know these guys as well. So about 2 hours later, 2-3 hours later, he wakes you up.
Good morning, lad. Go get some more rest. I'll
I don't
stay
think
up.
he needs to go to sleep.
I think that was he got enough.
Yeah.
for-
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, he still needs to.
Yeah, I forgot that you don't sleep.
He can just laze around. He still needs to
I'm a creepy
relax
bastard.
and meditate and that stuff, but it's quiet.
Is the big one still asleep?
Yeah.
So I can accidentally bump into him. Oh, sorry.
Into who?
The
Me?
big one.
No shot he notices. He's a deep sleeper.
Damn.
The only one awake right now is Calthier. The rest of them are all sleeping.
Yeah.
Like
How's the night been? Quiet, eh? I see. I'm gonna take a look around.
One-way conversation.
make a perception check.
What time is it now?
It's probably like the early hours of the morning
Early
at this point. It's like
morning,
6
Okay.
a.m.
Typical.
You guys went to sleep pretty late.
Yeah.
Around midnight. So
Typical wake up time for time. Perception?
Mhm.
19.
you don't see anything in here. You check the door. There's still crates in front of it. You check the window. It's still boarded up. You go upstairs. You look out one of the windows aside. The sun is starting to rise. So there's like a little bit of dawn light peeking up. But you go to the other side and you look out. And you see 2 figures standing on top of the building adjacent. Just watching.
Oh boy.
Where do I see this? Like from the window in the upstairs one?
Yeah. Across the alleyway, essentially, there's another building that's just a little bit shorter than this one. You see 2 figures just standing, like crouching on the rooftop. Just sitting there, watching.
Do I notice anything in particular about their outfit?
Make a perception check.
No.
Yeah. Actually, no, you just rolled. With the 19, they're wearing coats and hoods and masks.
But I can't make out the color or anything like that.
No.
One of these dice.
I got it out.
Can you see?
Not on this side.
What did it go behind?
It ripped in half.
Oh.
You got all of it out there?
Sure did.
I didn't know
Play
that you
with,
guys
just
were
play
talking.
with one eye. Yeah.
Play like this now.
Yeah.
I didn't know
You
guys were
woke, you
talking
woke him
about
up and he just
contact.
couldn't open his eyes.
Did you get it out?
Calthier's eyes just ran
What?
closed.
No, it is.
Because I said you had diarrhea.
Oh, he couldn't get it. It ripped in half. How'd it go in there? Well, it ripped in half.
My bones ripped in half.
We're all so concerned. You okay?
Like, oh,
That's just how we talk. Yeah, that's fine.
it's very open here.
We're very close.
eating? Oh god.
Astra woke you up at the end of her watch while she was looking like a creepy.
I vaguely overheard that.
Oh man.
You didn't see anything in your watch. You woke up time and is now seen something in his watch.
Well, I would be up for the rest of the night too.
Yes.
So
Yeah. So Simon sees that. He would try not to be seen and go back and talk to, I suppose, just Caltier, because I'm assuming Aster went back to bed.
Astra did good.
Caltier, we're being watched.
what?
Across the street, there's two figures in the rooftops.
It's been 2 watches. It's been 8 hours, right?
It's about 7 hours right now. You haven't, not fully. Long rest is basically 3 watches. Essentially speaking.
What? Really?
Yeah.
We've always played with 2.
No, 3 watches.
Yeah, we've done 3.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think that this is the law.
Hmm?
I don't think that these guys are the law.
Well, based on the description of this place, I think there is no law here.
Yeah, suppose you're right. There's something I want to ask you. That day when we met,
Mm-hmm.
why did you stay? I fell in battle.
Mm-hmm.
Nipnor was also down. You didn't know us. Why did you stay?
It seemed like the right thing to do. I mean, I followed you in out of curiosity, and I think you put some trust in me and, having me along and trusting me that I would be on your side in that battle, and just wanted to return a bit of that trust.
If it wasn't for you and Astra that day, that night, I don't think I'd be here. I don't think I'd have survived.
Well, I'm glad that it didn't turn out that way.
That's so loud in my mind.
You're a good person, Caltier.
Thank you. You are as well. And you had mentioned when I asked you why you were coming here, you mentioned your sister.
Anya.
You didn't need to do that. Similar to the question you just asked me, you don't really know me. You had no reason to bring up your sister. You could have kept that personal, and you told me that. So I appreciate that.
Diamond reaches inside of his thing and pulls out a small picture. And he shows, have you ever seen her around? And you see like small scrawny dwarf. She has very long braided hair terminated by a single large steel ring.
I don't even have to ask you. I know I haven't seen her.
She disappeared in one of these storms. And one of her friends, something very strange happened to him.
Strange in what way?
Well, he left a young lad and he came back very old, curly gnome.
So he was with her, and she disappeared, and
Right.
he came back.
One of the few. Most of the party just died on the spot. I saw the remains, and you see it kind of breaks up as it kind of reaches inside and pulls a little blue scarf. I found this of her.
Well, if I find her or I see her, I'll be sure to get her to you. All I can really do at this point is say I hope you find her.
Thank you, lad. He stows away the picture and goes to a quiet corner to stay by himself.
Yeah, I think at this point, really just kind of would try to be more aware of kind of just paying attention to like the windows and things like that. Now that I know that there may be people paying attention, just kind of being more observant to, potential people peeking in or moving around outside or listening, anything like that.
You go upstairs, you look out through the window, you can kind of make out the two shapes on the opposite rooftop. They're pretty much staying there. One of them sits down almost with like his legs dangling off of the edges, off of the roof ledge. It's about an hour or two later as all of you complete your long rest.
Yay.
Oh man.
And the sun rises around 6, 7, 8 p.m., roughly early in the morning, that you hear a knock on the door.
Huh?
Okay, before this happens, because it has to complete. That's why I asked about the long rest, because the long rest is 6 hours sleep, 2 hours of light activity.
Yep.
So I would have waken up shortly after 6 hours to infuse 2 of my items.
Yeah.
So I'm going to infuse my wrench.
You probably woke up around, because you went to sleep
Right away,
early-ish.
yeah.
You probably woke up around 6 or 7.
Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, in those last 2 hours of like them talking or whatever, I would have just been doing my own thing, and I will use Infusion Enhanced Arcane Focus, which is a +1 bonus to spell attack rolls, and I ignore half cover when making a spell attack, and I'm going to make my pistol a repeating shot, so +1 bonus to attack and damage rolls, and I don't have to use the reload property.
What does that look like?
Like the
Does that look
actual
like
infusion
as you
of
were
it.
doing it?
Yeah, so it would all come from his metal arm. So you just put his goggles on, pull out for the pistol. His wrench would turn something, and you just see like a light. If anybody's watching, it'd be like a light mist that goes over, a light blue, and it's kind of what color is the steel or the metal again?
It's like brassy.
Okay, so yeah, you'd see like on top of the brass, just like if you were looking at it at certain angles, like a light blue tint to it. And then same with his wrench, he would do the same thing. Just like a little bit of mist comes out of his hand, and then it shimmers blue. And then yeah.
Cool.
Healthier and Time, and you're both awake while he's doing this.
Yeah.
During your watch, essentially.
Don't actually know how to get on.
You probably notice him waking up and coming to is kind of hard to miss.
I notice everything.
And then a couple of hours later, as the rest of you are also waking up and kind of preparing to pack up, Karana is up and just like asking around. She walks over to you, Timon, and Did everything go all right? Any
We're being watched.
is that note that there's a
Yeah.
knock on the door? Well,
It's for you.
she laughs a little and walks over to the door, like silently says out of it, "Who's there?" And on the other side, there's a voice, a man's voice, that comes back and says, "We just want to talk."
What are they wearing?
It's a door. It's closed. You can't see.
Oh, I
inside.
thought she opened it. Sorry.
No, the door's still closed. She hasn't opened the door
See
yet.
everything.
I have super
You're not
eyes.
that perceptive. Challenge accepted.
Rips him apart.
Anyone doing anything? She like turns back and looks towards you. If this goes sideways, she just kind of looks at you, actually, Arkmir. Are you in for this? You've gotten your pay. If this goes sideways, can I count on you all to help, or are you gonna run as soon as I open this door?
We'll be here. Or I'll be here.
I'm well rested now. No, my guy doesn't do that.
I'm a
What's your
businessman,
just cock?
but
She
I
cracks open
still
the
care.
door, and whoever, I don't know who's closest to the door, who's standing where. She cracks open the door and looks out. There's two figures standing outside.
What are they wearing?
You can see that they're wearing like light brown leather armor and a long brown duster coat.
Ah, there it is. That's what I was looking for.
Friggin'
dusters.
duster.
Yeah. All right.
We're about to be some dustbusters.
The one of them, he just like he lifts up his hand and is like, "We mean you no harm. We just want to make a deal." And as he says that, 3 more people across the street step out from the shadows. They're all wearing duster coats. You all can see them, but the door are now open just across the street. We've been asked to bring you to our leader. She would like to purchase this iron, and she would like to repay your kindness.
That sounds great.
What kindness did we pay them?
Probably the razor guys that we killed.
Save them from the razor blades. Where does your friend want to meet us?
Our hideout's near the spire.
D-spot.
Arkmir saying, whispering, "This seems like a trap."
The nod.
I don't even say that. I just turn. Yeah, nod.
Yeah.
Come with us. You can leave the cart here. We'll protect it.
No.
We actually just laugh.
Yeah.
Karana is just like shrugs and like almost steps back, letting you take the lead in the conversation because she doesn't know how to deal with it.
Where's Yavno?
She's just standing by the cart still. She and her husband are still by the cart.
Well, at this point, I'm just gonna look at Timon and just say, we brought the cart here. I don't know how much more you want to pay this attention, but pretty much the only thing we've been told here is don't go to the center of Ward 8. And they're asking us to go there right now. What reason do we have to go?
I'm not Mr. Businessman there in the front, but I also don't like the look of it.
Oh, Akmir,
Yes.
you seem to be one who cares about money.
I care about business when it makes sense. And in this case, it does not make sense to go.
Before he answers, Timon just walks to the door and says, "We will consider your proposition." Closes the door.
We'll be waiting here when you do.
Can't hear you.
He closes the door.
Go on.
Prefer business, but I'm no fool. And we don't know these people.
Well,
And yeah, for them to ask us to leave this card alone seems like a silly thing to do, especially with all the work we've done to bring it here. All the work that you have all done to bring it at least to the city.
The work we did.
well, Yavnil, it appears you have your sale. What are your thoughts here?
Something doesn't add up.
I agree.
Why do they want to buy it when they could just take it?
Perhaps they want to make a deal. They want more than just the iron.
I don't have anything else to offer.
Well, as some of us have pointed out, we seem to be, at least collectively, capable of dealing with certain types of problems. Perhaps they want to try to take advantage of that. There appears to be rival groups in the city, and perhaps they want to make a dent in their opposition. I, for one, don't care to get involved in this.
That makes two of us. My father is already in enough danger. Trouble, not necessarily danger. I don't really want to go put myself in any bad position either. I just want to find my father, make sure he's alright, and get some information why the Iron Cog wanted him in the first place.
I'm not sure we'll have much of a choice here. They're giving us the moment to think about this, but really, I think it's we either go to the leader or
We fight our way out.
exactly.
They're gonna try to take it one way or another.
Pull my goggles down.
This is not how I expected my visit here.
Well, this is not how schema normally is. At least not that I'm aware of.
Well,
Kelter, you notice a cracking noise coming from your left, from the door behind the bar.
Basement.
interesting.
The cellar?
I forgot about the fucking cellar.
The cellar door?
You
I-
don't notice it.
Oh, I'm just gonna go psst, and kind of nod over towards the door, but not saying anything, but just kind of gesturing towards the door. That
I look at it.
You can't see anything. It looks the same. There's also two giant boxes in front of it. From your spot, it looks the same.
Is I have my hammer at ready, and I'm going to quietly approach.
You approach from the side, you go behind the bar, and you can look at these two boxes in front of you. Make a perception check.
Oh boy.
How many of these?
I feel
What was Lydia keeping in the
pretty
den?
good.
There's a troll in
Pretty
the
good.
dungeon.
30, 20.
The first thing you notice is a whiff. Smell. It smells terrible. The other thing you notice is that the door from behind, not at the top, but near the bottom, near the floor, appears to just be missing. It looks like it's dissolved almost.
The door?
And the bottom box is almost like collapsing and like the bottom corner of it seems to have dissolved into. It looks lopsided. It's like the top crate is kind of leaning in on the door itself.
Oi, boys and girl.
There's multiple girls in there.
Oh yeah.
It's my accent.
Stay safe.
There's something weird's going on in the cellar. I feel like something's trying to get out.
Well, I guess that's 2 reasons not to stay here. Shall we?
Is there any movement? Is there any noise? Is there any force being applied against the crates?
Nothing that seems unnatural.
Anything alive? I guess.
Nothing that seems unnatural.
Do I recognize the smell?
Make a nature check.
Oh, well, I guess.
That modifier I haven't memorized.
Or a medicine check.
Int.
One of the two.
Okay. 14.
Was it a nature check or a medicine?
Medicine check. 13 for nature.
It smells faintly like rotten food. Rotten. Something rotten meat. But faintly.
Is there anything on the floor? Like, is there a pool of anything that looks like it's been like...
As you also go around the corner and take a look, you can see that there is like almost like a sheen to the bottom box, like the corners of it that you can see, as well as just on the floor that you can barely make out from here, like the stone floor that forms the doorway itself.
And does it look like the sheen to it, does it, like if I kind of just like watch it for like 10 seconds, does it look like it's kind of eating away slowly at it?
Make an investigation check.
12.
You keep watching it for about 10 minutes or so.
10 minutes.
It's slow. You do notice like portions of it dissolving. Like
Okay.
the
People are
bottom
knocking on the
box
door 1
is-
minute.
That's
We gotta let him
already
do his thing
dissolving.
here.
You more so, you don't even notice the dissolving. You more so notice that the top box is starting to become a little bit lopsided, like more and more lopsided. Meanwhile, what are the rest of you doing? Well, he's staring at this, trying to figure this out.
I've already said what I need to say. If we're leaving, we're leaving. I'm ready to go.
I think Astra's still sleeping. Nothing would have woken her up yet. She's not a morning person. She's up on the balcony, asleep, like kind of like laying like a pretzel, drool, messy hair.
Are you still like disguised?
It only lasts an hour. Unfortunately not.
I'm just standing ready near the door with I keep forgetting her name, Karana, and the other lady's name.
Yavno
Yeah.
Mercy
Yeah,
is
by the cart.
Yeah.
maybe we go with them. Maybe we listen to what they have to offer.
I think I don't think that's a wise decision.
I feel like if they wanted to take this, they could. I don't know what they want, but
Do you trust leaving your wagon here alone with them?
oh no, we have to take it with us.
And taking it through the middle of Ward 8? Not sure how it's going.
We were lucky enough to bring this at night yesterday to not draw too much attention. We shouldn't be dragging this around the city, parading it for all the peoples and gangs and whatever other shits are out there. see.
That's fair.
The way I see, we have 3 options. There's 2 dangers and 1 escape route. There's 1 danger inside, another outside, and there's a handy broken window out back.
What's
Don't
this?
think I can fit through the window.
He can't fit through.
Damn it.
There's a danger inside of us?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I don't
Well,
know that.
we don't
I don't
know
know that.
I
True.
don't know what it is.
I thought he said.
Well, I
he
did
brought it to our
say-
attention. He said, "Guys," and ladies.
But we don't know what, I guess, that it's a danger or whatever, right? We just know.
Yeah, I guess it's not a. We don't know, but we know of it. Well, respectfully, I'm not going anywhere deeper into Ward 8. I need to get to Ward 6 and find my father as soon as possible. If that means fighting my way out of here, then so be it.
Before we jump outside into this fray, or do we need this to be a fray?
You have a plan?
You are shifty enough.
Mm.
You can go talk them to meet us in a more favorable terrain, a neutral area of some kind.
We do need to get to Ward 6.
Ward 6 has nothing to do with this iron, though. One way or the other, I'm going there. I could care less about meeting these folks.
Exactly. I still have business to settle with your father.
Yes?
Ward 6 is where the iron cog are. We're still free to wheel this around. There's no law saying that we can't. We just can't sell it here. That would be the most favorable spot I can imagine, but I could also see there being some aversion to that.
I highly doubt they're going to let us wheel it out of here. And even if they did, they would not want to make a deal in Ward 6 if that is the ward where the Iron Cog holds people.
I have no business with these folks outside. Nor do I really have any business hauling this massive caravan around any further. What you folks want to do with it is up to you. I'm leaving this house and I'm going to Ward 6. If anybody wants to come along, speak with my father, feel free to do so.
I'm coming with you, big lad.
I'll be there with you. I just don't think you'll be able to leave on your own right now.
Oh, I don't anticipate leaving freely.
No.
But I also have no interest in lugging this cart around any further.
Yeah.
Yavnal turns to you. So you're okay with just leaving us here to die?
You're more than welcome to come.
If you take this cart,
Yep, and if I stay with this cart, I might die as well. I have no ties to anything other than my father in this city. And right now he is in prison for something that I don't believe he committed.
I understand. I'm just asking you if you're okay with leaving us here to die.
You don't have to stay here. If you choose to stay with this iron, which clearly is a problem with these folks outside, then you're putting yourself in the risk of dying. That's not my fault.
I think your best bet here is I think we're gonna need to fight these people, regardless of what we want. When we do that, I think you have to leave the city.
She just stares down and starts to think.
Well, who's ever coming to Ward 6 with me, now's the time, and I'll kick the door open.
I'm up. I'm awake. Huh?
You're
What's
still
happening?
at the top of the balcony.
Come. getting out of this
You
place.
take the door open. You see in front of you the two men with duster coats still standing. As you look out to your left, to your right, dozens of people. There's they've set up barricades on both sides of the street. Essentially,
Oh, fa-la-la-la-la.
you really weren't looking at this street throughout the night. They were busy at work. There were no windows out here, and you guys rolled really poor perception checks at night. There's probably 24 people armed, just standing there.
Yep. Well, gentlemen, the cart is yours. Talking to the two gentlemen, not you.
Okay.
Well, gentlemen, the
So-
cart is yours. I'm going to be leaving this war, and I hope you have a fine day.
The cart is a bonus. You all are more valuable. You're new players on the table. You don't really care that much about the iron. The razors do.
Well, I don't care for you folks either, and I have no
You're
business
coming.
with you.
You are coming with us.
Me, specifically?
All of you.
I'll just start walking towards where I think the exit is. Yeah. I owe nothing to these folks.
That is correct. Four crossbow bolts fire at you.
Mm-hmm.
2 of them are natural 20s.
Okay.
One is a 17 to hit.
They did.
You get riddled with shots.
Mm-hmm.
The 3 arrows sinking into your side. The first one deals 6 damage.
Okay.
The other 2 both deal 7 damage
I'm not.
each.
Yeah, I fall unconscious.
As soon as I see that, Timon is going to run forward, grab the big one, one armed, shield in the other one. He's gonna drag him back inside and kick the door closed.
The
Our
2 men in
gonna-
front, as you're doing this, they don't do anything. The 2 men are like, it doesn't have to go like this. We just want to talk. I think that's where we'll end this session.
Oh man!
Good,
Just before.
good luck convincing the big one. He ain't going.
I don't want to go.
He just won't.
I
Well, now
will
you might
assume
go.
use Spare the Dying.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then
Well, I
we'll
would have
resolve
done. I
that
would have done stuff.
healing.
but-
I let him think
Yeah.
about what he did.
We'll find out.
Michael have a new character ready for next time.
Yeah.
It's a good roll.
Oh,
4
man.
attack rolls. 2 natural 20s.
So you hacked. You hacked the dice.
Alrighty.
With my 17 roll, I only saw like 2 little shits on top of
There
a
were no
roof.
windows on the front. There were no windows on the front. None of you opened the door to check. The only windows were on the side of the building, and that's what you saw.
Yep.
I chose not to do a watch because it took us 2.5 hours to go to sleep. So I was asleep. I already fought twice. Now I'm dead.
We will pick up next time and see how our party gets out of this mess.
Yeah.
Yep.
Interesting.
Join us
Alright.
next time in the alcove.
Bye.
Yeah.